Will I watch the last of life flow from my land? Will I stand still as stone while the essence of its beauty drains away? No. Like Issa girding armor against Own, I, Mihari, will wrestle with the sinking sun, if that is what it takes to keep my land.
You've been to the Hollow? Did you find the Paling Wand? 1,000 blessings on your head. Look, Arik, the Paling Wand. Just as your grandfather spoke of it. You've given us hope when we needed it most. We have little to offer but these herbs. Take them, and bless you. The Paling Wand will let us make a farm of this abandoned waste. Not without sweat and toil, mind you, but make it all the same. For now.
Think it's going to rain? Not that it matters. CERO says with the wand we'll fare all right. I'm sure she knows. Goodbye.
I have rolled up the song within these lands, raked the life from the bones of the earth. I've left it shivering and stripped bare. I hold its dying magic in my arms.
Greetings.
Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace, be guided and blessed by Lyria, my children. I have heard from Graham how you aided those vagrants. I am disappointed that you did not do what was right. However, all that comes to pass is within Lyria's plan. Time and faith will reveal her vision. Our village is a lesson in Lyria's blessings. Take the two villages, Tyrion's Rest and Colm. When the Tuatha struck this land, which stood strong? That which loved Lyria most. You may visit its ruins on the coast. They are a testament to what befall all who displease my Lady of Fate. Aethiof's daughter, and the others who went to resettle there, showed great ignorance as to the finality of her will. When the war brought Fae to our doors, there was but one righteous Almain, our own Aethiof. That is why we welcomed him and his willful daughter to our home. Why, Lyria is the goddess of magic and of all good, Alfar. Those who love and cleave to her will prosper, as we have done. We must do what we can for our Alfar soldiers across the water. Mayra, our innkeep, takes donations for the cause. By my Lady Lyria's grace, I have the power to heal and to cure. Bless you.
Oh, Lyria be blessed.
Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. I almost didn't notice you. I'm making remarkable progress in my research. You see, I'm writing the definitive biography on General Oriator. I come from the far north. Although we are farther from the action, a war against the Alfar is a war against us all. Without his courage and tactical brilliance, we'd never have driven the Tuatha from the plains. He and General Varlain are why I've come here, to comb the old battlefields for clues of what happened. You shouldn't think all Loselfar are so devoted to Lyria. Where I come from, in the north, we take a much more balanced view. You might say she was the moon to Oriator's sun. Oh, I know some would take offense to my saying that. All the same, it's true. The first was the Battle of Gallifore Plain, then... Oh, don't get me started. Well, the Battle of Gallifore Plain was the first triumph pinned to Oriator's name. Then into Willy, the Dawn March, the War of Parries, Varlain's Gambit, and finally, Oriator's Stand. He died driving the Tuatha from Erethel.
Old Nareen Farm is back again. What can it mean?
Here's a valiant adventurer come to sleepy Tyrion's Rest. The war cheer you up and spit you out too? If not, it will. And you'll find yourself in some damn tavern, rotting behind a mug of ale. The old dog died face down in Tawilly mud. Whatever he was in life, I say that earned his right to be remembered a hero. It's a fine hill, if you like to sit and rot in your old age. That or praise Lyria's toes morn, noon and night. Just a sorry old remnant of the war. Not sorrier than those damn refugees, the poor sots. Irene's her name. Came here going on about old Oriator. Heard I'd fought and seemed set to talk my ears off. So I asked her for a kiss. Turned red as a setting sun and went right back to her books. The war? Ha! The war's a grislier beast than these poor fools have dreamt of. Best not to talk of them in this village. Lyria doesn't love them, or so I've heard, and she's not the only one. All right.
Not a refugee, are you? Don't look it. No Fae, no refugees, not in Tyrion's Rest. I fought in the war, but Priestess Corellon is my general now. Without her guidance, every one of us will be huddled in tents like refugees. I fought in Gallifore Plain and the War of Paris. Took a wound in Oriator's lance. I serve my time, serve with honor. The Priestess guides, and I guard. She lights the path, and I keep a sharp eye for those that stray. They'd have done well to lead a pious life before the war. They think they can come crawling here for a second chance. But it's too late. The wheat has been parted from the chaff. There is nothing for them but to accept their fate as Lyria dealt it. Tuatha, summer, winter, it makes no difference. They're no friend of mortal kind. What do you expect of a thing with no grasp of morality or honor or death? Well then.
Welcome to the Reedsong Inn. Come in, and Lyria light your way. If you can spare a coin for our troops in the war, well then, all the better. High Priestess Tyrion made camp right here on her sojourn to settle Rathir. It is said she was given a vision by Lyria on this very ground. Our goddess and protector, the Alfar's guiding light, it was her will we were spared the Fae sword 10 years back. I hear the conditions in Cluricon are just wretched. My own son was there, gave his life for the cause. That's why I've taken up collection. Every coin goes to those poor soldiers across the water. As long as you're not a sodding Fae, you're most welcome here. That I do. We all must do our part. Have you got a few coin to spare, then? And what about them? I don't see what they're doing to fight the Fae. There's a good soul. Say, would you do one more favor for an old innkeep? This purse is full of collections. Would you be so good as to bring it to the box in our sanctuary? I can't go myself, and there's someone I can't trust. If you want to know the truth of it, someone's been swiping from the collections. We don't know who, but I'm sure you weren't the one. Lyria, bless your fate. Sanctuary's just across the bridge at the end of the walk. The box is inside. And if you happen upon the thief, and in my opinion it must take place in the darkest night, tell the priestess to white nil at once. A room in the inn? Why, you're in luck. I have one to spare. Well, if you ever do, you need but ask. The sanctuary's crossed the bridge and down the path. The box is inside. You can't miss it. And keep your eyes sharp. A little thief has been taking from that box. Sometime in the dead of night, I imagine. Goodbye, then.
To Arthur, Seeley...
Why, hello. Welcome to Brad and Sergrin. What brings the likes of you to our peaceful little town? If it's trade, Aethiof and I are more than happy to have your business. My business partner, poor fellow. He's lost so much to the coast. Now his own daughter's gone back there. It'd be a risky venture to say it will end well. Just an old merchant, enjoying a comfortable life in the countryside, although trade has been rather slow lately. Trade is good. Not what you'll find in Rathir, to be sure. But please, have a look for yourself. We buried our things during the war. I left something I love, but with all the danger there, I won't go wading back. The priestess is quite a boon to our community. I don't know if we'd be so prosperous without her guidance. Oh yes, Lyria's blessing, our priestess calls it. We have good trade, good health. No violence, no crime. Why, not a soul's been thrown in the... Ah, Gwastel, you old fool. You never did know when to keep your mouth shut. There's a prisoner in the jail. Not a mortal. But Aurella and White Nil said it was right, and it's not as if they see things as we do anyway. He might be happy there. Only please, don't breathe a word of this to anyone. I've gone and run on at the mouth again. Tyrion's Rest is a lovely place, and what's done is done, and locked away and forgotten. I told you, he's in the jail, in Burren Cove. Go see for yourself if you must. Just don't tell anyone I had anything to do with it. Come again.
you help? Please, can't you help? I need someone to travel to the Tawili coast. It's my daughter. I'm a merchant, originally of Culm, and I have seen my share of grief. The village stood alone along the Tawili coast, overlooking the sea. It was one of the first places to fall when the Tuatha invaded. Culm has been abandoned for years, and it's a place best forgotten. Anella was determined to rebuild it, though. It's the land that lies along the western edge of the Forian Strait. The coast bore the brunt of the Tuatha invasion 10 years ago. This is my adopted home. The people have been good to me here. But there is no use talking to them of certain things. I gave up trying long ago. Anella led a group of refugees to the town of Culm. I warned her not to go, but she's always been a strong-willed girl. I should have heard from her by now, and the caravanners say that bands of Tuatha have landed on the coast. If anything happened to Anella, I don't know what I'd do. Please, help me. It's been 10 years since we drove the Tuatha from these lands, and still the refugees are living in tents on the Forsaken Plain. They've talked of resettling Culm. Anella took up their cause and agreed to lead them there. Oh, it seems I have no choice. If you're willing to go, I'll give you what I can. You will? At last! Mitharu bless you, friend. Anella led the refugees to the ruins of Culm on the Tawili coast. Look for her there. If she's hurt, bring her back safely. If she's dead... I know what Culm meant to her. She was just a child when we fled. But this is folly. Even though the Tuatha army is held inside Cluricon, small groups can sneak through the mountains and across the water. It's happened before. If the rumors are true, Anella and the refugees will be right in the path of any raiders. The ruins lie south of Rathia and the old battleground. If there's trouble, the settlers may have hidden, possibly in the village. My Anella, I'm so worried.
What can I do for you? It's an odd place for a gnome, yes. But I find Rathir good for business, and these rustic plains good for peace of mind. I keep to myself and stay out of politics. Though I find a praise Lyria is useful. Nothing like my own Odessa. Other than the sheer amount of work, stone, and people. A bit too fancy, if you ask me. Now, Crinius wrote 3 centuries ago that locks are the failing of social order. But I say, he failed to grasp the thing in itself, the beauty of it. A pinnacle of gnomish thought. Like all our finest scholars, he was ignored in his time, died a sordid death, and quoted by everyone ever since. Welcome, welcome!
Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace, be guided and blessed by Lyria, my children.
what are you doing here? I'm just here for a midnight prayer. Ah, what's the use? You've caught me. Yes, I was stealing from the till. It's not as if those doomed sods off in Cluricon need this gold. Not half as much as where I'm putting it. Not in to drink, if that's what you're thinking. There's some wretches off in Forsaken Plain. They don't know it's me. Nobody does. But I leave gold for them when I can down by Snowmelt. Bloody least I can do. No? Well, it's good to see someone who's got a heart for a change. If I was stealing for drink, they might give me a scolding. If they knew it was for Forsaken Plains refugees, they'd toss me in jail. There's Tyrion's Rest for you. All right. I'm going. All right.
Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace, be guided and blessed by Lyria, my children.
Who goes there? Stand forth. You! What do you think you're doing here? State your business or leave. I imagine it's a fine enough village, if you don't mind some going on about Lyria, and you're not a refugee. I'm paid to guard this cove, and that's what I do. No one enters, no one leaves. None but the good priestess, or old white Nil. It's what we've got for a prison here. Common cells off that way. They don't get much use. Hardly none at all. Then there's, well, there's what lies beyond this door, which is neither for you nor I to go poking about in. He's the priestess's old watchdog, that's what he is, and my commander. She says bark, he barks. Bite, he bites. He keeps me and the militia orderly, and sits on his bench, that's all. Not much I can tell you about the good priestess. For one, I'm not sure she can't hear us, even now. Her power covers this town, and she coddles it like a newborn child. Smothers it, sometimes, if you ask me. You? Go in there? Huh. No, 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 not allowed. Not on your life. Yes, that would be quite a shame, wouldn't it? Why don't you go on through, and not mention this to, anyone? Right.
It's safe from here to Rathir, but don't go south. Lyria guide and protect you.
You are not Nil the White nor the priestess. Have you come to laugh? Or to beg me for oracles? It was he and the priestess who put me here. He returns from time to time to sputter and gloat with his scarred thoughts. She saps the power from my limbs and uses it for her own. She is as the cypress, standing tall in a calm, yet bending in the slightest breeze. They brought me here to know the future, wanting riches, wanting luck. When I could give them none of those things, they spat and called me Tuatha and left. Nothing at all. I sit in reverie. I cannot stretch beyond the confines of this circle. It is a prison of powerful magic. The magic of the children of dust. Magic that is strange to me. Because the priestess and Nil the White put me here, and I cannot leave. Yes, more than anything. But as you see, I cannot. There is the gate, which Nil the White can unlock with his key. And there is the circle, my true prison, which can be broken by words only the priestess herself knows. Is that why you have come? You'll need Nil's key to open this gate. The magic words of the priestess will release me from her circle. The gate swings open, but I am no freer than I was. Can you break this circle, mortal?
Now the Norreans have settled in again. There's no harm in paying them a visit, is there?
Lyria has guided us through war and famine.
I give to Mayra's collection as often as I can.
Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace, be guided and blessed by Lyria, my children. Greetings, traveler. I am the mayor of this village. Now tell me, child, are you also a follower of the goddess Lyria? Then you are most welcome here to the village of Tyrion's Rest. If you seek healing, I can aid you. The doors of our inn, trader, locksmith, and sanctuary are all gladly open to the weary visitor. In the 10 years since war swept across these plains, I have guided this village by Lyria's light and by the wisdom of her teachings. I was a humble student of faith when I heard the call. It was so keen and clear. I left the temple that day to serve my people as I could. I am sure I don't know what you are speaking of. Do what? Are you accusing a daughter of Lyria of... Do you know who I am? If you persist in speaking nonsense, I will ask you to leave Tyrion's Rest. I have nothing more to say to you. You are forgiven, as it is Lyria's nature to forgive. You, there. See that a guard keeps watch within my sanctuary. Welcome. Hold fast to Lyria, for she is the goddess of power and fate. She determines who shall live and who shall die, who prosper and who starve. And she asks only that you love her and strive in every way to cleave to her will. Take the lesson of Koln. Those who ignore Lyria's will shall be swept away by her tempests. But we who hold to the faith shall not be shaken.
My powers return. Benevolent child of dust, accept this gift. Find me among hill and dale. If you are hurt, I will heal you. First, I must leave this cave a little while, mortal, and renew myself with the land. I have not yet made up my mind what turn of seasons are due to him. I do not think they will be mild. The spell is cut like the tree's deep root. What power she took from me have ceased to flow.
Listen, my children. A Fae does walk on Gallifore Plain. But I tell you, this too is part of Lyria's plan. It reminds us never to rest our guard or slacken in our faith. Oh, I know you are the one who freed that danger. Yes, danger. He came to me, cursed me. My powers are gone. I cannot heal or protect the people of my village. And then what he did to White Nil. The poor man. He is down in the cove now, crawling around like a mindless animal. That Fae stole my power, but what it did to Nil... What misery you've brought on our heads! Don't you dare! I will share from the collection with you. Will that keep you quiet? Even if I had my former powers, I would not waste them on you, you meddling ingrate. Bereft of his senses after the Fae, he's gone down into the cove, and nothing I say will make him come out again.
My eyes burning. What did he do to them? What did he do? My head, my eyes burning. What did he do to them? What did he do?
Why, you should have seen what happened. A Fae came marching out and right up the hill. Heard the priestess shout and gasp, and then old Nil came running down mad as a hare. Don't know how you missed him go. He's in there now, barking mad and less than half his wits left to him, as if he'd been possessed on the inside, poor soul. Somehow the freeing of that Fae has weakened her powers. Don't think a soul said, but everyone knows. I heard she can't heal anymore. But the thing that's worst is that for the first time, she's aired. Now they all know she can. Right then.
Done now. My powers are my own, and the balance of Gallifore has been restored. I have shown White Nil the nature of his soul. It appears he could not accept it, and now he will forever be a prisoner of his own mind. The years I spent within that cove were unending winter, yet my feet touched the soil of this vale, and that is what sustained me. My strength and powers are returned, If you are injured, it would please me to be of help. This one is like a tree whose bark holds strong, but is rotten in its heart. I did no more than show him the truth of his ways. Perhaps it is not evenly balanced. After all, he will die so soon, less than a century, and then the torments he suffers will fade away. The moment you broke her spell, the power she stole returned to me. Yes, she used it as I would have done, to heal and nurture and protect. Therefore I did not treat her with a heavy hand, as I did with Nil the White. There it goes. Ah, mortal. Prison breaker.
buds bloomed and the willows wept. Hear us, firstborn, hear us, flesh ones. Own forsakes his throne for a bed of crows. Your people still search for Own's body lost in the marsh. You scour the sand for the talisman of fate, although it is already yours. The gardens of Issa are summer, the Tuatha Deon the entropic legacy. Learn well the ways of both Issa and Own, lest the withering return.
A foulness unknown to Tyrion's tired pilgrims lumbered in the plains. Laboured grunts trumpeted the call of brutish Jotun, the giant-kin of old, the hammer-wielders. In grievous march they trampled wood and tumbled stone. The fleshy weight of steppes crushed the bones of warriors past. Kelleran's legion spread too thin. Beala's prayers went unanswered, and the fear of death came too easily with the heavy step of the hill-dwellers.
Time may sap this country dry, and night put out its spark. Still one valley will not be changed. For in its depth lies buried all the magic from these lands, and I will call it Galafor, and it will sing my dying song, long after all the rest is dust.
What can I do for you? Come again. What am I going to do? I've got to be going, but I can't. And I can't go back to Dovearn, but I must. I am the rightful heir to Dovearn. Or I was, at any rate. I've spent the last few years in lovely old Rathir, pretending like a fool nothing would change. Honestly, I feel like a hare hunted by hawks out here. It was my home. That was before I deeded it to the Alfar army and went to Rathir with my pocket full of gold. It went 10 years untouched by the Tuatha foe. That's common knowledge. 10 years stuck in a cold stone prison was how I saw it. Nothing like it anywhere in Amalur, I promise you. Beauty, elegance, wisdom. There's no putting it to words, really. The war, my friend. The war. I've been called. The truth is, I should have been gone days ago. Only I'd be far more eager for the adventure if I had my family arms with me. They're in there, Dovearn. Ancestral staff and talisman. What any self-respecting Arn's worn to battle since time immemorial. If I hadn't left them somewhere in that damned tower, I'd be wearing them now. I'm not supposed to be here. I ought to have shipped out days ago. That's what I've been trying to say. I need, well, want to get my family arms and slip off before anyone knows I was here. Only how? You're serious, aren't you? Well, with any luck, the old staff and talisman are still in one piece back there, though I have my doubts. I'd pay just to know if they are or not. Thing is, Dovearn's an official army post now. To get in, you'll need an officer's pass. By tradition, an Arn bears staff and talisman to battle. My brother bore them in Oriator's stand and died of his wounds 3 days after. Only I left them in Dovearn when I gave it to the army. Goodness only knows where they are, or what shape they're in now. Arn family history's riddled with this cursed war. My father and brothers have done so much for the cause, I shouldn't have to lift a finger. Well, you need to get into Dovearn. For that, you'll need an officer's pass. You might borrow one. Or get hold of a forgery. Mooncamp might be good for that. Hurry if you can. They might find me any moment.
All the junk the Arns once had has been thrown in the back. No one's bothered to touch it.
Fresh recruits stay here sometimes before they ship off. Others stay in Rathir.
Fresh recruits stay here sometimes before they ship off. Others stay...
All the junk the Arns once had's been thrown in the back. No one's bothered to touch it. So damn far from the war here.
I've not forgotten you. Go on in.
So, you got in old Doveyan then? I hope it wasn't much trouble. Were you able to recover my arms? The staff wasn't rotted through, was it? That's it! No mistaking this old piece of wood. I feel braver just holding it in my hands. And the talisman? Did you find it in its place? Ah, wonderful. I couldn't say how many blades and arrows this saved my family from. I'll feel safer with it on my arm, all the same. Here, have this for your troubles. Life in a fortress sounds grand, but I'd take Rathir, with its fetes and food and fair-eyed ladies, any day. The name of Arn kept me safe until now, but a war is a hungry beast, and I suppose it was in my cards to be called, sooner or later. And Lyria guard us both.
Done in that garden in the temple, the spire top. It's always locked.
They found me! Have mercy. Make it quick. Thank Mitharu. I thought I'd die here, the last of Culn's settlers, alone. She promised we'd rebuild Culn. Should have known that was impossible. Can't blame her. We chose to come here, hoping that war was far enough gone that we might rebuild. All around you, this was Culn. It might have been again, but now everyone is gone. Damn Tuatha. When we arrived, there was nothing here. Then, like a second dawn march, they were everywhere. Why do they hate us? They're not like the other Fae. It was after the Tuatha's first defeat in Erythal. They were scattered, but regrouped south of Tuili. Under cover of night, they marched north, and with the dawn attacked Rathir. General Telera's forces cut them off and drove them back into the sea. After 10 years spent wandering the plains, we thought we could rebuild our homes. How could we be so wrong? Anella and the foragers were out when the Tuatha came. It was a massacre until they returned and drove them off. She and the others set off for Verki, where Anella said they came from. If you've got any hope of finding her alive, you'll get there quickly. Stronghold in southern Tawili, mostly destroyed during the war. Anyone who could fight had left to forage. When the Tuatha finally came, there was no one to resist. Verki, head south through the narrow pass, then turn east. If you want to help her, you'd better go now.
Tuatha!
I appreciate the help, but my work here isn't done. Unless you're going deeper into Verki, I'll take my leave. I should have sent word, but I wanted to give him good news from Colm. Tell him things had gotten better. But they never did. And it's my fault that the refugees were lost. What did my father say of me? I can look after myself, though I'm grateful for your help all the same. After 10 years, we thought we could rebuild. I led them here, and here they died. The idea was mine, as is the blame. We were out looking for supplies. Came home to find Tuatha attacking the village. All those people dead, at the hands of those monsters. We drove off the first group, but they just kept coming. The survivors scattered. I left to find where the Tuatha had come from. Most of this place fell in the war, but it appears the lower levels were mostly unharmed, lucky for us. Those of us who could defend ourselves went out to find supplies. The rest stayed and helped in ruins. Tuatha picked us off, one by one. I'm not going back until the work is done. You'll just have to help. They're coming in through the water gates in the depths of this place. They must have found them. That's their way in. We see Tuatha crawling out of here every time we pass. As for the gates, I remember them from when I was a child, before the Tuatha came. Unexpected, but thank you. With you here, we just might make it. Let's go. At the bottom, of course. They were used to let boats in. You can be sure we'll find more Tuatha along the way. Are we going? Tuatha! More of them! The gate lever! There! The gate lever! There! The lever to the gate. Throw it. They can't get in this way anymore. Let's go. It's finished. Return with me. If I know my father, he'll want to thank you in person. Are we going?
Best not venture on the plain.
You've returned. What of my daughter? I will never forget what you have done for me. And Anella. No thanks could ever be enough, but please, accept this humble reward. Just an old merchant with his share of grief, but his share of fortune, too. I have a home here in Tyrion's Rest, and my daughter by my side. Not a bird to be caged, I'm afraid. Still, I hope her time on the Tawili coast has opened her eyes to the realities of the world. I, too, dream of seeing Culn rebuilt, but I fear it will be years past this war's end before such a thing could be.
We have a problem. Elund Karth refuses to send any troops to assist Melsen Shir. The old fool never would listen to reason. A weapon is only as strong as the one that wields it. and a general is only as powerful as the army she leads. We need to convince Karth to lend us his aid. You can find him in the upper city, looking over the strait at Melsenshire. The fool might as well be condemning the city. The man is not a warrior by nature. He cannot abide another risk for this city. But he's an idiot if he thinks we will get another opportunity such as this. They're in the city, but they can't join us unless Elund Karth grants his blessing for them to go with us. Agarth has gone to reason with him. He was a fine fighter, as I recall, but I do not know if his diplomacy is as practiced.